A lot of readers are wondering what will happen to Kei after she breaks up with Ayanokoji. At the end of volume 12.5, it was stated that she decided to keep her distance from Ayanokoji because her heart still cannot accept the sudden reality. However, in the trial reading of volume 1 third year arc, it seems Kei decides to attend the school despite the awkward feeling, even though she was clearly avoiding Ayanokoji. She still hasn't moved on, and it will be hard for her to be able to move forward by herself. This is just my simple prediction, but I think in the next volume, we will see Kei with a new haircut. There are two reasons for me to say that. First, Horikita cut her hair to show her resolution to reach Class A. If Horikita manages to help Kei from heart to heart, there is a chance Kei will follow Horikita's footsteps and cut her hair to show the world that she is no longer tied to her past. And the second reason is the cover of Comic Alive magazine May edition, where Ichinose was shown with a ponytail clinging to Ayanokoji. Her similar appearance to Kei really gave me a weird feeling because it as if she was mocking Kei by imitating her appearance. That's why Kei need to get a new haircut so she could leave her past self, and make sure Ichinose didn't get the last laugh. This is just one prediction, and I still have a lot of predictions before the next volume comes out. Let's take a look at it one by one. I already made a separate video about how Horikita and her classmates will react to Ayanokoji transfer, and at least 3 predictions are already confirmed in the trial reading. Chabashira fall into a state of despair to the point she cannot even talk properly. Horikita feels her heartbeat rising and buzzes her mind, and Matsushita raises her voice in panic because Ayanokoji will no longer help them in the special exam. The trial reading confirms that most of the students in Horikita class still didn't understand how important Ayanokoji's presence was in their class. They agree that Ayanokoji is above average, but Ika and Shinohara are especially glad that it's not Horikita or Hirata who leave their class. Kushida tries to convince them that Ayanokoji already contributes more than they thought, but her effort sounds useless in the ears of those useless people. Horikita and the others who know about Ayanokoji's ability are the ones who get affected the most, but Hirata manages to calm everyone down. Right after the homeroom meeting is over, Horikita goes straight to meet Ayanokoji, followed by Matsushita, who is still panicking because she realizes their position as Class A is now in danger. Horikita and Ayanokoji meeting is actually quite sad to read. They had been together for so long, but now Ayanokoji treated her like a stranger. He didn't answer why he left the class, but he cruelly told Horikita that this is not a dream or illusion, but a reality. Ayanokoji no longer holds himself back and acts like the big villain. He even exposed Matsushita's secret right in front of Horikita. With more questions than answers in her head, Horikita was forced to leave. This is the end of the trial reading, but it's already enough to give us a wake-up call that everything is changing. Just like the prologue title, this is the end of their everyday life. It seems like the other classes already know about Ayanokoji transfer, and a lot of theory has already spread from mouth to mouth. We didn't see Riwen's reaction, but Ichinose seems calm because she already knew about it. We still need to wait another week for other students' reactions, but it will be worth waiting for. Horikita class reaction is easy to predict, but now let's focus on Ayanokoji new class reaction. At the end of volume 12.5, it was mentioned that all students from Class C collected their points to pay for Ayanokoji transfer. They seem to have already reached unanimous decision for it, but there must be a few students who aren't really fond of that idea. After all, Ayanokoji capability is not widely known by the students from other classes. No matter how hard Hashimoto and the others convince everyone, there will be a few students who will question Ayanokoji's real intention. They will demand an explanation, but knowing Ayanokoji, he will not answer with the truth. In exchange, I think Ayanokoji will make a promise for his new class. He will bring them back to Class A, and he will prove that he is not just a big talker by achieving a victory in the next special exam. In my prediction, there will be 2 different factions created in the new Class C. The one that will support Ayanokoji, and the one that will wait and see. The trial reading also hinted about this possibility, since Hashimoto called Ayanokoji the candidate leader, not the actual leader. This is actually a nice callback to the first half or first year arc where Katsuragi and Sakayanagi compete for the leader position in Class A. Hashimoto, Yamamura, and Morishita are the people who will definitely support Ayanokoji. Maybe Sanada will wait and see, while Kido is too hard to predict. With this kind of conflict, We will be introduced to more students from Ayanokoji new class. For example, Nishikawa Ryoko, the new black-haired girl who looks like the children of Harikide, and Ichika is not a new first-year student, but a member of Sakayanagi class. She was first mentioned in Volume 4 of the first-year arc as a member of the Dragon Group alongside Katsuragi. According to Hoshinomiya, the Dragon Group was filled with the representative of the class, so Nishikawa most likely has quite a big influence in the class. Or perhaps she is another leader candidate for Class C. However, from the way she talks to Ayanokoji, it doesn't seem like she's antagonizing him. She sounds quite friendly, and from the way she talks to Hashimoto, she seems to be quite close with him. Or maybe she is just a weird person who likes to give nicknames to people. There will be 4 different side stories for the next volume as usual, and a side story means that character will get an illustration. Harikida, Ibuki, Morishida, and the new character, Shirayusi. Harikida, Morishida, and Shirayusi already get a colored illustration, but that doesn't mean they will not get another one. The side stories were usually a story from someone else's perspective when they talked or thought about Ayanokoji. Since Ayanokoji is the protagonist and the main narrator, the story that doesn't include him is usually told using the third perspective or Horikita perspective. I think it's safe to conclude that Horikita and K-scene will be told using Horikita perspective, and Horikita's side story will be something else, probably her uncontrollable feelings after realizing what she had lost. Ibuki's side story is definitely surprising, because it's been so long since the last time we got her side story. I cannot see how Ibuki will play a crucial part in the next volume, but the side stories usually are just a slice of life scene without any important plot. It doesn't need to be an important story, but at least Ibuki will appear in the next volume. However, I prefer her side story will be Ibuki comforting Horikita when they have dinner together. The title of Ibuki's side story is Are You Worried? So it's quite suitable for the condition. Maybe Ibuki will laugh at Horikita because she no longer has her greatest protector, but let's just see what kind of fruit was born from their friendship. Or, it is also possible that the question Are you worried is asked by Ayanokoji to Ibuki. Ayanokoji asks if Ibuki is worried about Horikita because Ayanokoji is leaving her class, and Ibuki will definitely reject it with tsundere answer. Please, just get married already. The next side story is the new character Shirayusi Asuka. It is still unclear if she is also a member of Ayanokoji new class. She could be a new first-year student or second-year student, and her side story is titled The Secret That I Carried. She could be hiding something about herself, or hiding something that could potentially put Ayanokoji at a disadvantage, so we should expect her to bring more to the table. If she is Ayanokoji new classmate, maybe she is hiding something that Sakayanagi mentioned back in volume 12.5, which is something that could create a weakness in Ayanokoji. If she is a new student, maybe she is secretly a White Room student, but we will need to wait a little more to know. And the title of Morishita's side story is Gatling Gun, and I have no idea what that means. And the most important factor that is not yet to be explained is the future of Koenji. In the last volume, Koenji's father trusted Chairman Sakayanagi to relay the message to his son, which was in order for Koenji to graduate as Class A with his current class. The trial reading didn't touch this subject even a bit, even though this scene should be perfect to become the prologue. Chairman Sakayanagi was entrusted with such an important order, so he definitely need to tell Koenji before the special exam started. However, if this scene didn't make it to the prologue, I don't think we will actually get this scene, because it will feel unnatural to put it in the middle of the story. At best we will get it in the form of a flashback, and at worst it will simply become an off-screen scene. Just like when Chabashiro ordered Ayanokoji to help in the deserted island exam, Koenji will keep it to himself, and think about what he wanted to do with that order. This is Koenji we are talking about. There is no way his classmates will accept him if he suddenly says he wants to become the leader of the class. Koenji will most likely choose to act in secret and do the dirty job behind the scenes, just like what he did in Volume 10 First Year Arc. If Koenji chose to act in the next special exam, maybe the next volume will have quite a surprising ending. Just imagine Horikita losing in the next volume, and Koenji approach her and offering his help. It will be fun to see Koenji replacing Ayanokoji's role as Horikita's secret bodyguard, because it's completely contradictory with his principle of refusing to compete against kindergarten. As for Horikita, accepting Koenji help means she needs to admit that she is not good enough to face Ayanokoji. However, I still think she will accept Koenji offer. With Ayanokoji becoming their biggest enemy, she will need everything that she could gather, and Koenji will definitely become a huge asset. Koenji's future role in the story is definitely interesting to wait for. I just hope he will not continue the Nagumo legacy by becoming another disappointing character.